Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Namassarvebhyaha. In the previous recordings we have seen what means Vedas, how many Vedas are there, how Vedavyasa Maharishi divided the big Veda into 4, then what each Vedas are dealing with, everything we have discussed. And the 4 parts of Vedas, Samhita, Brahmanam, Aranyakam, Upanishad. The Samhita and Brahmana Bhagam combined known as a Karma Kandam to perform all the sacrificial rites from our household ceremonies, the small rituals onwards, the big Sarvamedha, Ashwamedha Yagas, how all those sacrificial rites can be performed as per the instructions of the Brahmana Bhagam. So we discussed about the 4 priests. So in this recording we will learn deeply about those 4 priests, what are their works, what they are supposed to do, everything. The 4 priests of Vedas, Hota, Adharyu, Udgata and Sama. We have discussed these 4 Ritvijas supposed to be there in all the sacrificial rites whenever the Yaga Yajnas are being performed. The contribution for all these Ritvijas are very, very important. Also, each Ritvik is representing each Veda, which we discussed in the previous recording. In this recording, we will see the Hota, what is he? Hota. Hota is a Homakarta. Hota, who represents the Rigveda mantras, and his duty is to chant the Rigveda mantras and invoke all the gods, the priests, all the gods whose he is one of the priests. He is supposed to worship as well as pray those gods to come to that sacrifice. He is summoning the gods through praising the Rigveda mantras. So Homakarta recites the mantras of the Rigveda in a loud and distinct manner and sacrifices the offerings in the yajna. While the offerings are being made in the altar, in the Yaga Kundam, at the time without mantra we can't offer anything. So all are connected. So we can connect with the God through the fire. In fire only our offerings are being made, but it should not be done without reciting the mantra. So those mantras must be recited. That part this Hota is taking, and he is reciting the Veda mantras, Rigveda mantras, and he is praising all the gods by glorifying all those gods, and he is summoning all those gods to the sacrifices so that the Devatas are coming and getting their offerings. We are giving all our offerings directly in the fire. The Agni is purifying everything, and that delivers to all the Devatas. So this is the way we are connected with the God through the Yagadi Anushtanams. So 3 Agnis are there: Dakshinatni, Garghapatyagni, Ahavaniyagni. So these 3 Agnis must be protected by a grihastha. In a grihastha ashrama, in a brahmachari, what he does, he is protecting the agni, the fire, that is samidhadana agni. But in a grihastha ashrama, upasana agni he need to protect. And these 3 kinds of fire, 3-fold fire, Dakshinagni, Garghapatyagni and Ahavaniyagni. These 3 agnis need to be protected, and all the Agnihotram, Upasanam and all other big yajnas need to be followed using this Agni. So while reciting the Rigveda mantras, one has to remember the 3 following things. One is Rishi, Chandas, Devata. So whichever mantra we recite, we need to mention who is the revealer of that mantra. If a Gayatri Jabam we are doing, the revealer of Gayatri mantra is Rishi Vishwamitra. So Vishwamitra Rishi need to be remembered during the Gayatri Japam. Also, in which chandas the particular mantra is available. Nichrit Gayatri Chandaha. In Gayatri itself, chandas, that's a vrittam. Gayatri vrittam. So in which chandas, which meter the mantras are set. So that chandas need to be identified and remembered. Also, who is the devata for that mantra means the deity who is subject matter of those mantras. If Gayatri Japam means Gayatri, she is the devata. Right. So Rishi, Chandas, Devata, these three need to be remembered while chanting the mantras. So whether it's a Veda Parayanam or Japam, for that mantra, these rishis need to be remembered. Then comes the Hota. Hota is chanting during the performance of all the sacrificial rites. The next comes the Adharyu. Adharyu, who is Adharyu? Adharyurva Ritvijam Prathamo Yujyate, the one among all the four Ritviks. Adharyu is the one of the Ritvik who represents the Yajurveda Karma Karta. What does he do? Officiating priest. He is the officiating priest in charge of the actual performance of the sacrifice. What he does, he ensure all the samagris are neatly arranged before the yajna begin. And his work is to find the right place. After finding the right place, this Adharyu need to measure that ground. Later he need to build the altar, the Yaga Kundam. Later he need to prepare the sacrificial vessels, those Ajya Patram, Marghya Patram, Brokshani Patram, in all Sriksravam, all these materials which are needed. So he need to arrange everything, and he need to fetch the food and water. The food is the Purodasham, is the big Yaga Yajnas. We can find the Purodasham, it's made by the Godhuma Atta. So that is the Purodasham, that will be given as the Prasadam. Also the Havis is the rice. Then to light the fire, and while doing this, to repeat the mantras of the Yajurveda. To light the fire, directly matchbox can't be used. There is some Shami Garbha Agnim Manthati. There is a firewood stick is there that need to be stirred in a hole of that wood. From there the fire will come. So to create the fire also, the mantras are there. So all the karma in Yaga Yajnas, in our Nityanushtanas also, each and every karma is associated with the mantra. That mantra need to be recited, and that karma supposed to be done. Even wearing the cloth, new cloth also, mantra is there. Dhoti, wearing the dhoti, mantra is there. Achamanam, mantra is there. Prokshanam, mantra is there. Even eating the food, mantra is there. So for all karma is associated with the mantra. That mantra need to be recited during the performance of that ritual. So here, to light the fire, the Adharyu who prepares everything, neatly arranging before the yajna begin. While preparing all these things, for each and everything mantra is there. If he is bringing the water, that mantra supposed to be recited while taking the water from the river. Even to take a bath for a holy dip in the sacred river, mantra is there. Every day our bath is associated with a mantra. That mantra need to be recited. We need to take a bath. So this Adharyu brings water and food, and he light the fire in the altar so that the yaga can begin. Later Samit, Annam, Ajyam, through this also all the Samit is there, keeping it. Ajyam is given, which is the fuel for that Agni, and many dravyas are being offered in it for the sake of the God. Why? Whichever offerings we are giving, we supposed to keep in our mind that these all are not gained by me, these all are the blessings of you, and I am just offering everything you, which are blessed by you. That is Devatodeshena Dravya Tyagaha Yagaha. Devatodeshena. For the sake of God, we are doing the sacrifice. That's why sacrificial rites, sacrifice, the Homa, another name is sacrifice. So Adharyu is making all the arrangements. In Veda mantras itself, Hota Prathamam Shamsati Tam Adharyuhu Protsahayati Adharyurva Rittijam Prathamaha Yujyate. So among all these four Rittijas, the Adharyu is supposed to come. This Adharyu Ritvik only need to make all the arrangements. Then the third comes the Udgata, is the next priest representing the Samaveda. Udgayati Samayaha, Samavedagnya. He was to sing the mantras according to the rules of Samaveda. Samaveda is attached with the musical notes. It must be sung. We can't chant as the other mantras, chanting of other Vedas, applying the Udata, Anudata, Swarita. So Rigveda, Yajurveda and Atharva Veda having the Swarabhedas, and it must be chanted. But as far as the Samaveda is concerned, Samaveda is completely, it's a music form. So in a music format only, the mantras need to be sung. So this Samavedagnya, the Udgata, is pleasing all those devatas using the Samaganam, which is the pleasing and soothing rendition of those mantras, completely pleases all the devatas during the homas. Next comes the Brahman, who is the chief priest. Among those four priests, we said no. This Brahman was to watch the doing of other priests and correct the mistake if they committed any. If other Ritviks having any doubt for which karma, which mantra, where it's Viniyoga, where I need to use this Viniyoga, means the Prayoga of that mantra, where which karma, which mantra need to be recited, in between the mantra is known but what karma need to be done. If any doubts arise, this Brahman is the one who is the knower of all the Vedas. He can guide that person to correct. If they do any mistake, they correct. If any doubts, this Brahman will clear. That's why he is the overall supervisor. He was expected to have mastered all the Vedas and to be proficient with the details of the rituals. He is supposed to know all the details, how to perform that ritual, how to accomplish from the beginning to end without any interruption, without committing any mistake, without having any doubt. Clearly he need to guide all other priests. That's why this Brahman, he is supposed to know all the Vedas. Then only he can guide. And if any yaga yajnas are being performed, there is not only single Veda's contribution, other Veda's contribution is not like that. All Veda mantras are being recited in that yaga yajnas. So their contribution, the four Ritijas supposed to come and they need to completely finish. I mean, they need to finish the entire process of that ritual, that sacrificial rite. Let us discuss about the four parts, Samhita, Brahmanam, Aranyakam, Upanishad. How it is there, available in all the four Vedas. In Rigveda Samhitas are what are the Shakhas, then Rigveda Brahmanam is what. So we will discuss. Richate Stuyate Ya, it is Arg. If it is a Chatushpat Padyam, if it's a Padyam, we mention it as a Shloka. But when it comes to Vedas, each mantras, we can't, though that is containing some Trishtup, Anushtup, that Jagati, like that, all the Chandas it is carrying, that can't be mentioned as the Shloka. In Vedas, all those mantras, that mantras can be called as Rik. Niyatakshara Padavasana Rik. Niyatakshara Padavasana, which has the Padas. And concern numbers, the akshara, countings of aksharas are there. So the vrittam akshara sankhyatam jatihi matra krita bhavet. So jati, aryadi, arya chandas, geeti, those chandas are there based on the matra countings. And vrittam is akshara sankhyatam, akshara counting. So in Vedas, vaidhika chandas, many types are there. Yajurveda mantras are available in the prose format, but Rigveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda are available in the poem format. So Rigveda has Pancha Shakhas, 5 recensions are there: Shakala, Bhaskala, Ashwalayana, Sankhyayana, Mandukeya. So totally Pancha Shakhas are available. Pancha Shakhas. So what Vedavyasa Maharishi, after dividing the Vedas into 4, and this Rigveda has been given, the Mantropadesha given to the Paila Maharishi, then the Paila Maharishi started developing. Developing means he made many shakhas for easily grasping and memorizing all the mantras, Veda mantras. So Shakala, Bhaskala, so 5 shakhas are there for Rigveda. Among those 5, 2 are available at present: Shakala Shaka, Bhaskala Shaka. The Shakala Shaka means 1017 mantras are available now. Among all, only these mantras are available. And Bhaskala Shaka, 1028 mantras, including Ekadasha Valakhilya mantras. So what about other shakhas? Means there are those mantras can't be traced, or due to the time, the rishi, the guru, lack of the guru or lack of the sishyas. So those mantras or the person who knew those shakhas are not available. So that is the one. It doesn't mean completely distracted. A person who knew about those shakhas are not available. But Veda mantras are not composed. It is anadi, it is eternal. So if Shankhayana Mandukeya Shakha is unknown, means those mantras are not available. It doesn't mean like that. It is eternal. But the rishi or the sishya, due to the time, those people, in the absence of those people, those are not available. At present, which shakhas are being, that adhyayanam, adhyapanams are being done means these 2 shakhas are available in many parts of India. Rigveda adhyayanam is taking place and they are learning these 2 shakhas. Rigveda mantras are distributed into 8 ashtakas or 10 sections called as mandalam. So Rigveda's characterization we can take either 8 ashtakas or 10 mandalas. It's a chapterization. Though these mantras are chaptered like 10 mandalas. Or another way of chapterization is ashtaka, 8 ashtakas. In the Indian tradition follows the ashtaka division. So totally 8 ashtakas in this tradition have been followed through time. So Shakala Shakas, 8 ashtaka method of learning here in Tamil Nadu, many places, keeping the 8 ashtaka way they are learning. Then ritual deities, what we already discussed about, it is praising all the devatas. Many devatas are there. No, we say no, the crores of devatas. So there some devatas, Agni, Mitra, Marut, Indra, Varuna, Apu, Savitra, likely all devas of each dik, Indra, Agni, Yama, Nirvriti, Varuna, Vayu, Kubera, Soma, Ishana, Dhyava, Prithivi, Ushas. Likely if we take the Antarikshasthaniya devatas, Dyaustaniya devatas, Prithivistaniya devata, all the devatas are glorified and their greatness are being appraised in the Rigveda mantras. So the rishis, mantra drashtaraha rishaya, who were the rishis, means many rishis who are the revealer of these mantras available: Gritsamada Maharishi, Vishwamitra Maharishi, Vamadeva, Atri, Bharadwaja and Vasishtha. These mantras, these rishis are mentioned who were the revealer of all those Rigveda mantras. Then the another part, the Samhita Bhagam, is this among those Pancha Shakas. Shakala Shakas, 8 ashtakas are there, those are all the mantras. Then how about the another part of Brahmanam, means the 2 Brahmanam are available, belong to the Rigveda, Aitareya Brahmanam and Kaushitiki Brahmanam, also known as Shankhayana Brahmanam. Then the Aranyakam part, Aranyakam in the same name. here also in the same name it is like Taittiriya Upanishad, Taittiriya Samhita, Taittiriya Brahmanam, Taittiriya Aranyakam, Taittiriya Upanishad in Yajurveda. How it is available in the same name, it is available in all the other parts also as Taittiriya Brahmanam, Taittiriya Aranyakam and Taittiriya Upanishad. Same the Kaushitaki Brahmanam, Kaushitaki Aranyakam, Kaushitaki Upanishad. So we have seen in the Rig Veda, these are all the Veda parts and its names are available here. Then come to the Yajurveda. Yajurveda is available in a prose format which deals with the yagas and yajnas, how to perform, how to make, how to arrange. Then what are the mantras, where it's Vinyoga, everything the Yajurveda mantra is telling. And the Yajurveda has two branches, the Krishna Yajurveda and Shukla Yajurveda. Krishna is black and Shukla is white. So there is a different understanding, many opinions for this Krishna Yajurveda and Shukla Yajurveda. Easily we can understand if it's a Krishna Yajurveda, the mantras are not well arranged and the sacrificial formulas are intermingled to a certain extent with the explanations. So many explanations are there and these are all intermingled in the Krishna Yajurveda, and mantras also not in the arranged way. But Shukla Yajurveda, the mantras are well arranged and the sacrificial formulas are not mixed up. So if one yaga yajna's process is there in the first mandala, first kandam, then it will change, and many mantras are not in an ordered way in the Krishna Yajurveda. But in Shukla Yajurveda, all mantras are being well arranged and the formulas are not mixed up with the explanations of those mantras, so that the person who can perform the yagas can follow directly and straightly, he can use it. But explanations are different and it is being given separately, means when he needs, justly he will go to that part and take. So the difference between Krishna Yajurveda and Shukla Yajurveda, where the mantras are not well arranged, and Shukla Yajurveda, mantras are well arranged. Here the Samhita, Yajurveda Samhita of both branches, either Krishna Yajurveda or Shukla Yajurveda, deal with the important rituals. So above all, what the Yajurveda discuss? The Yajurveda discuss about how to perform the great sacrifices, sacrificial rites like Darshapurnamasa Yagyam, Somayagam, Vajapeya Yagam, Ashwamedha Yagam, Sarvamedham. Likely many yagas are there. Ashwamedha Yagyam is the big yajna. In the Puranas also, Ithihasas also, we have seen Ashwamedha Yajnam. Likely many yajnas are there. So completely how to perform all those yaga yajnas, what are the guidelines Yajurveda gives. Krishna Yajurveda Samhita's branches, the mantra bhaga, the Samhita, what other Samhitas are available. So Kataka Samhita, Maitrayaniya Samhita, Taittiriya Samhita, Kapishtala Kata Samhita. The four Samhitas are available for the Krishna Yajurveda. There Taittiriya Samhita is being learnt by all the Sishyas in the south side of India. So Taittiriya Samhita was the popular, and in all the places, as far as the Krishna Yajurveda is concerned, this Taittiriya Samhita and same Taittiriya Brahmanam, Taittiriya Aranyakam, Taittiriya Upanishad are learned, that Adhyapanam is being done in all many parts of the India, especially in the south part. There Taittiriya Samhita also two Apastamba and Hiranyakeshan. So two way is there. Apastamba, here Apastamba Rishi and Hiranyakeshan Rishi that belong to the Sutras. Let me discuss later about this thing. Then Taittiriya Samhita consists of 7 books, the Kandam subdivided into 44 lessons, Prashnas, and 651 Anuvakas is attached the Taittiriya Brahmanam in 3 books. Taittiriya Brahmanam also available. Prashnam it comes Taittiriya Brahmanam, the 3 Ashtakas, Prathama-ashtakam, Dvitiya-ashtakam, Tritiya-ashtakam, likely. Taittiriya Aranyakam forms a supplement to this Taittiriya Brahmanam. And the last 4 sections of this Aranyaka constitute the 2 Upanishads, Taittiriya Upanishad, Mahanarayaniya Upanishad. Mahanarayana Upanishad or Yagiki Upanishad, also a Upanishad available in the Taittiriya Upanishad itself. So Yajurveda, as per the Krishna Yajurveda Samhita, the Taittiriya Brahmanam, Taittiriya Samhita, Taittiriya Brahmanam, Taittiriya Aranyakam, Taittiriya Upanishad, all these 4 Vedas, 4 parts of Krishna Yajurveda is available. And other 3 recensions we have seen the Krishna Yajurveda Samhitas, Taittiriyas are available, Taittiriya, Brahmanam, Aranyakam, Upanishad. How about other means? Other 3 recensions of Yajurveda which are collectively known as the Charaka school. Vajasaneya Samhita, Maitrayaniya Samhita, already we have seen there. Maitrayaniya Samhita, Maitrayaniya Brahmanam, Maitrayaniya Upanishad are available. Then Kataka Samhita, Kataka is found and included into the Taittiriya Brahmanam itself. Then as per the Kataka Samhita, there the 2 Upanishads are available, Katopanishad and Shveta-Shvetaropanishad. Okay, so the Krishna Yajurveda Samhita having the 4 Samhitas, Kataka, Maitrayaniya, Taittiriya, Kapishtala Kata Samhita, there Taittiriya Samhita, Taittiriya Brahmanam, Taittiriya Aranyakam, Taittiriya Upanishad are being learned often, which is available and popular, and other Samhitas are known as the Charaka school. There also the Maitrayaniya Samhita, Maitrayaniya Brahmanam, Maitrayaniya Upanishad is available at present. And as per the Kataka Samhita, when it comes, there the Kataka is included in the Taittiriya Brahmanam itself. That's why Aruna Katakam is there in the Taittiriya Brahmanam itself. Then Upanishad, the Katopanishad and Shveta-Shvetaropanishad. Then Shukla Yajurveda, Shukla Yajurveda Samhita known as the Vajasaneyi Samhita. So Vajasaneyi Samhita has 2 shakas, Kanva Shaka and Madhyandina Shaka. So Kanva Shaka, in the south side many Kanva Shaka Adhyayis we can find, and Madhyandina Shaka are northern part and are mixed up nowadays, all are mixed up. Many places all the Veda Parayanams are being done, and both Shakas are included, and the Parayanam is done in both Shakas. And Shatapada Brahmanam, as per the Shukla Yajurveda Samhita, then Shukla Yajurveda has Shatapada Brahmanam, Kanva and Madhyandina. In both Shakas, Shatapada Brahmanam is available. Aranyakam, Brihadaranyakam, and Upanishad, Brihadaranyako-Upanishad and Ishopanishad. Ishopanishad is what? Ishava Simidam Sarvam Etkinja Jagatyam Jagatyena Tektena Bunjita Magridhra Kassa Siddhanam. That is the Isavasya Upanishad, also a part of this first paper in the second year in our syllabus, that is included, that you are going to see in upcoming videos. The Samaveda next comes. So we have seen the Yajurveda and Rigveda and Yajurveda. Now the Samaveda, what are the parts, how the 4 parts are available in the Samaveda. Samaveda is closely connected to the Rigveda. So most of the mantras of Rigveda are available in the Samaveda also. In the Rigveda, the mantra will follow the swara of the Rigveda. When those mantras same are available in the Samaveda, means it need to be sung with the music. So in the Samaveda, among 1549 mantras, only 75 are the original mantras of Samaveda. So this much mantras are there, but 75 mantras belong to the Samaveda in default, but all other mantras are modification of the mantras of the Rigveda. So many Rigveda mantras are available in the Samaveda, we can understand. The Samaveda mantras differ from the Rigveda only in the way of marking the accent which deals with the sound, pitch, accent, tone, pronunciation. So this is what we can understand in that accent is quite different from the Rigveda, and in Samaveda need to be sung. Then the pronunciation supposed to be followed as per the style of the Samaveda. These mantras are distributed into 2 archikas, Purvarchikam and Uttararchikam. So how we can see the Sapta Kandams when it is available in Rigveda, we found 8 Ashtakas are there, or 10 Mandalas. In Yajurveda, Sapta Kandams as per the Taittiriya Samhita, and it comes in the Samaveda, the mantras can be distributed into two archikas, Purva Archikam and Uttara Archikam. In the Purva Archikam, Agneya, Indra, Pavamana, Aranyaka mantras are available, totally 583 mantras are available. And the Uttara Archikam, the Sharatra, Samvatsara, Aihika, Ahina, Satra, Prayaschitta, Kshudra, all these 400 mantras are available. Samaveda Samhita, among the 1000 recensions, only 3 are now available. So Samaveda, Sahasravartma Samavedaha, it has thousands shakhas. So see how many shakhas are there for Samaveda, but at present only 3 shakhas are available, which means the Adhyanam, Adhyapanam and the Parayanam are available for taking place for these 3 shakhas only. All other shakhas are completely destructed, means it is there, it is Vedas are eternal, but no Guru and no such Rishi and no Sishyas are there. So those Patanam stopped in very long back. So at present only these 3 shakhas are available, and the adhyanam of these 3 shakhas are being done in many patashalas across the nation. Ranayaniya Shakha, Kautama Shakha, Jaiminiya or Tavalakara Shakha. These 3 shakhas, 3 recensions are available for the Samaveda. The Samhitas of Ranayaniya Shakha and Jaiminiya Shakha are fully available. So the 4 parts which we discussed, Samhita, Samaveda Samhita, if we take in Samaveda which shakhas Samhitas are available, means the Ranayaniya and the Jaiminiya Samhitas all are available, fully available. But the Samhita Bhagam of Kautama Shakha available only for the 7th chapter. Only few chapters are available, and for Ranayani and Jaimini Shaka, the Samaveda Samhita is available completely. Then Samaveda Brahmanam, Panchavinshva Brahmanam, also known as Tadya Brahmana, Prouda Brahmanam, and Tavalakara Brahmanam, Chandogya Brahmanam. These are all the Brahmana Bhagam available in the Samaveda. Then Aranyaka Bhagam is not there in the Samaveda, and Upanishad Bhagam, 2 Upanishads are there, Keropanishad and Chandogya Upanishad. So 2 Upanishads are available for Samaveda. Let us discuss about Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda, this Atharva Veda also having lot of Rigveda mantras in it. The major portions of the mantras of the Atharva Veda have been taken from the 10th mandala of Rigveda. The oldest name of this Veda is Atharvangirasaha, because the revealer of the mantra of Atharva Veda is Atharvangisa Rishi. So at the beginning it was known as Atharvangirasa Veda, later it became as Atharva Veda. So Atharva Veda consists of 20 kandams, 731 suktas and 2937 mantras are available. Here also the 4 parts, what are the parts available means Atharva Veda Samhita. Here in the Atharva Veda Samhita the 2 shakhas are available, 2 branches, Shaunaka Shakha, Pippalada Shakha. The Pippalada Shakha, Shogunaka Shakha, both are available nowadays in many places. The Parayanam and the Patana Patanam, Adhyayana Adhyapanam are being done, and Brahmana Bhagam, Gopata Brahmanam is available. Then Aranyaka Bhagam of this Atharva Veda is not available because it doesn't have any Aranyaka Bhagam, and the Upanishad, Prashnopanishad, Mundakopanishad, Mandukyopanishad, all these 3 Upanishads are belonging to Atharva Veda. So each Vedas are having the 4 parts: Samhita, Brahmanam, Aranyakam, Upanishad, and the Samhita Bhagam, what are the shakhas are there, then Brahmana Bhagam, Aranya Bhagam, Upanishad Bhagam, what are the Bhagam, what is the name we have seen, all need to be remembered while writing the exam. We need to prepare for all these names of each Bhagam, Samhita, Brahmanam, Aranyakam, Upanishad, what are the Bhagas are available in the each Vedas. Let us discuss the Mantram, Brahmanam, Aranyakam, how these mantras are helping, in which their application means these mantram brahmanam are available in the ritual and ceremonial tasks. The mantra brahmana are giving the guidelines how to perform those rituals, how to perform all those sacrificial rites, and it is known as a karma kandam. Yenahi yajnanam anushtanam nishpannatam upaiti. By performing in following the which procedure, how to perform those. So yajnanushtanam through mantras which are available in the two parts, Samhita Bhagam and Brahmana Bhagam. Devatanam cha studividhanam yatra ullikhitam asti. What those mantras says? How to worship those gods, glorifying, praising them. So mananat trayate iti mantraha. Those mantras keep on chanting, that will protect us, that will protect, it stands as a shield to us. See how powerful the mantras, we need not to say, because of the Gayatri mantra's power, the Vishwamitra Maharishi made a separate heaven, Trishanku Swarga. So the mantras are such powerful one that protects us when it is chanted, following all the rules strictly and correctly. If it is pronounced, keep on chanting, doing the sadhana, that protects us. What mantra does? It is telling us to performance of all those sacred rites. Mantraha, what it says, Veda vihitasya karmanaha anushtanam, whichever are assigned as the duty in the Veda, it's supposed to be done, like Nitya Karma, Naimittika Karma and Kamya Karma. These are all the duties. It must be done. How to perform those? What supposed to be performed? Vedas are informing us. Do swadhyayam, do tapas, do learn of all the dharma shastram, follow the dharma. So Veda mantras are making us to perform Nitya karmas. What are the Nitya karmas we need to perform? Then Naimittika karma. Naimittika karma, like Amavasya Tarpanam is there, then Sangrahakala Punya Tarpanam is there, then Shraddhadi karmas are there. It guides us to perform those yajnas, yaga yajnas and Nitya Naimittika karma karmas are there. Mantras are instructing, directing us to perform. Anushtanasya dravyam devataha. Not only that, what are the devatas you need to invoke during the performance of that yagas, and what are the dravyams need to be there, you need to keep to offer to that god. So Veda instructs us, the mantras are informing us to perform all these things. Brahmana Bhagam, what Brahmana Bhagam says? Kasya mantrasya prayogaha kasmin karmani bhavati iti vaidhika mantranam vinyoga vidhi. Completely says about the vinyoga vidhi. What mantra, where its vinyoga. Mantra vinyoga is very, very important. Even Dhanurveda, just releasing the arrow from the bow, mantras are needed. That is that lock need to be released through the mantras. So all mantras need to be chanted. Where those mantras application means, it says its application is here. This mantra's application is here. We need to apply this mantra in these karmas. While performing yaga karma, these mantras need to be chanted. All mantras, all time, in all the rituals and sacrificial rites, we are not. There is a restriction and there is a regulation and there is a guidance. The Veda mantras itself gives us, you chant this mantra at this particular time. So kasya mantrasya prayogaha kasmin karmani bhavati iti vaidhika mantranam vinyoga vidhi tad vishayakam vivaranam. Also it gives us the complete knowledge. It gives the details how to perform, what mantras need to be chanted. Those are available, those details are available, those guidelines, instructions, details are available in the Brahmana Bhagam. Brahmana Bhaga connect the sacrificial songs and formulas with the sacrificial rites. Mantra and the rite, the connection Brahmana Grantha does by pointing out on one hand their direct relations, on the other hand their symbolic connection with each other. So if we do Ajyam, that mantra need to be. So if Havis is there, Havis mantras are different, Ajyam mantras are different, Samit mantras are different, different dravyas are given, those mantras are different. So how to give it, how to provide, offer those dravyas, all this Brahmana Bhaga makes us and it connects us everything, and it gives the detail to perform that mantra. That's why mantra brahmanayoho vedanamatheyam. Apastama Maharishi says mantra brahmanam, these both are very important for the performance of all the sacrificial rites. The mantras and brahmanas are together called as Veda. The brahmana consists of three parts called as Brahmanam, Aranyakam, Upanishad. Mantra, Brahmanam, Aranyakam, all these three portions of Vedas represent the Karma Kandam. Karma Kandam means what? All our household, ritualistic, all the ceremonies from the birth to death, from house onwards until the big yaga yajnas which are done for the Lokakshema by the big Rajas, even in the temple ceremonies. Temple ceremony is different, but all those yajnas, big yaga yajnas for the sake of the Loka Kalyanam, this Mantra Brahmana Aranyakam, these three are informing us. For purpose of rituals, Veda portions divided in a different manner into three parts: Mantram, Vidhi, Arthavada. There, the first part, mantra, deals with the mantras which are to be recited when the sacrifices are being performed. We know when the sacrificial things are happening, those performance, during that time the mantras which need to be performed, the mantras are there, those are available. That deals with it, mantra bhagam. But vidhi means what? The second part contains the directions enjoying the mode of performing a particular rite and prohibiting certain rites from being performed. So which supposed to be performed, at the same time which need to be omitted, which are the things need to be prohibited while performance of a sacrifice. So what kimuddishya ka pravrittihi, likely one say. So kim uddishya ka pravrittihi, how we need to perform, what need to be done, meanwhile what need to be avoided. This vidhi makes us giving the correct exact rule that must be followed, and we should not get rid away from that work. So it gives the direction of performing a particular rite. At the time it makes us to engage completely in that rite without having the distraction also that gives the rule which are not supposed to be performed, means prohibiting certain rites from being performed. Then comes the Arthavada, the Veda portions which explains the directions given in the second part and offer justifications for such directions. So it not only gives the rules, also it justifies why we supposed to do, why we need to perform in this manner, why these mantras are being chanted, why the dravyas and samagris are need to be collected and that must be offered there. That Arthavada helps us. That gives the clarity by giving some justifications. Thus, Samhita portion corresponds to that of mantra, Brahmana and Aranyaka to those vidhi and Arthavada. So Samhita bhagam, which is the collection of all the mantras. So mantra bhagam, Samhita portion takes and that corresponds to that of mantra. But this Brahmana and Aranyaka, the two parts of the Vedas, corresponds to the vidhi and Arthavada. The sacred rite required the offices of four priests, Hota, Adharyu, Udgata and Brahma. They are respectively connected with the Rig, Yajur, Sama and Atharva Vedas. Again, just we see a small thing again. Hota, Homakarta, just to sum up these, the duty of these four priests. Hota, Homakarta recites the mantras of the Rig Veda. and he sacrifices the offerings in the yajna. Hota begins the ritual by invoking the gods through Rigveda mantras, performs the oral recitation of sacred verses during the rituals. So this priest represents the Rigveda, chants the Rigveda mantras, and invoking all the gods through the chant of his Rigveda mantras. Also, through oral recitation, as well as he is performing the sacrificial rites too. Adharyu is a Yajurveda Karmakarta who is the officiating priest in charge of the actual performance of the sacrifice. His duty was to measure the ground, build the altar, prepare all these things which we discussed. We need to keep this thing in the mind. This Adharyu is one of the priest and who is supposed to come in advance and need to prepare all the thing. But the third one, Udgata, who is a Samavedagnya, was to sing the mantras according to the rules of the Samaveda. Udgata infuses the ceremony with the melodic chants and enhance the ritual's spiritual potency. The priest who sings the melodic mantras during the ceremonies performs ritual chanting using Saman melodies. So we need to please the god. So very sooth rendition, beautiful rendition of those Samaveda mantras, melodical mantras that will make pleasing all those gods. Then the last one we know already discussed, just to sum up, Brahman was to watch the doing of other priests, and if any mistakes have been done, he need to correct. And Brahma watches overall 3 priests, ensuring accuracy, correcting any mistakes and maintaining the ritual purity. He was expected to have mastered all the Vedas, as we already discussed. He is supposed to know the Rig, Sama, all the Vedas he need to know, Atharva Vedas, and proficient with the details of the rituals, not only knower of the mantras, also how to perform those rituals also, and maintains the ritual purity, coordination and doctrinal correctness. So thus we discussed about the 4 priests of the Vedas, what are their duties and how the 4 parts are available in the each Vedas. Namo Namaha, Dhanyavada.